Hi, I'm Michael Josh from Rappler.com, and this is our first look at the Starmobile Knight. When it comes out in July, this will be Starmobile's flagship smartphone, and it is indeed one that we are excited to be able to try out. But let's take a look at some of the features of this phone, some of the specs. Let me run you by some of the specs as well. This is an engineering model, so this is not the model that's going to come out, but it is almost reminiscent of an iPhone. It's 4.7 inches. It comes with a 720p HD display. Let me just power this down first so that I can just show you what it looks like. Oh, actually no. Let me just pop out the back. So unlike the iPhone though, and like most Starmobile phones, it comes with a removable back case. So let me just, so as you can see here, there's a little groove here that you can just pop off the back case of the device. I've held a lot of Starmobile phones lately. This one is really, really light, and as you can see, the backing is almost like a matte, has a matte finish to it. But what's really interesting about this phone is it is a dual SIM phone, but you have a regular size SIM slot over here, but over here you actually have a micro SIM slot. So it really depends on what kind of SIMs you use, and it's a great addition to have, because a lot of the phones, a lot of smartphones today that you have now require micro SIM. So if you've cut your SIM already, then you can still use it on a phone like this, or if you would much rather just use one SIM, and you have a standard size SIM, you can go ahead and do that. This phone comes with it's the first phone in the Starmobile lineup to come with a 2,000 milliampere battery. That's the battery that you see in a lot of phablet phones today. So battery life should be good, although we have to see how it really performs in real life usage. The phone comes with 4 gigabytes of internal memory, but you can actually expand it with an optional micro SD card up to 64 gigabytes. So that's what the insides of this phone looks like. Let me just snap this back on and talk about some of the other features. Again, because this is a first look and this is an engineering model, I'm going to skip through some of the normal stuff that we do on a regular hands-on review. Let's take a look at the camera. Up in front, you have an 18 megapixel camera with backside illumination technology. That's an autofocus camera. And in front, you have an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, also with backside illumination technology and autofocus. So let me just show you the camera right now. As you can see, front-facing camera also has autofocus. Another interesting thing about this camera, and I'm going to switch this camera around so that I can show you, is that while you're shooting a video, so that's us right now, you can also take photos using this camera while you're taking video. So you don't really have to, there you go, and I'm just basically hitting the shutter button and I'm taking photos, and then I can save the video as well. So if you go back to the gallery, you can see that that's the video that I shot. It's crappy only because this is a very dark room, and then you have all the photos that I took, which are actually a little bit brighter than the video that we shot. So that's a pretty nifty feature of this camera. Another feature that I'm really, really happy to see Starmobile really working into some of the customizations of the phone. So while this is almost like a stock vanilla version of Android 4.2 Jelly Bean, they have been working on some customizations. And here's one of the nifty new features. This is a video, and I know you've seen this feature in a lot of smartphones, in some of the smartphones today. So that's a video. I'm watching a video, and you can actually tap, and then you can basically press that button over here. And it's almost like a picture-in-picture mode, you know. If you so you can continue doing your other tasks. For example, sending an email. It'll float. The video will float over whatever it is that you're doing. So it's nice to see. While I'm sure if you're watching a video, you wouldn't want to be disturbed if you're supposed to be doing something else. It's a great feature to know exists. So those are some of the new features. While we have the operating system open, we might as well show you what it looks like. Again, pretty much like stock version of Android here as you look through the apps. And because this is a quad core, it comes with a 1.2 gigahertz quad core processor that it's pretty snappy also. And let me just show you the settings tab so that you can see that the version of Android that this phone runs on. Here you go, settings. Scroll down to the very bottom. And then as you can see, it runs Android 4.2.1 Jelly Bean. There you go, 4.2.1. Okay, now other things that I want to show you, just the button layout of this phone. There are no buttons on the left. In some of the Starmobile phones that we reviewed recently, there would be buttons on the left side. All the buttons are here on the right. You have the power button over here, which turns on the phone and puts it to sleep. And then you have the volume rocker over here. It has 2 microphone ports. So here in the bottom, you have the micro USB port for charging. And then you have a microphone hole over here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's for phone calls. And then they've added a secondary microphone here on the back side of the phone. So if you're doing video conferencing and you're using your phone's main camera or even your front-facing camera, and you're holding the phone covering up the microphone in the bottom, you do have that microphone slot as well. Hopefully that improves on call quality. So there you have it. This is we can't talk about pricing at the moment, and we don't. Starmobile hasn't given us an exact date, but this phone is expected to be available in the Philippine market sometime in the month of July. This is the Starmobile Knight.